is Robert Brandon Sandor, and I want to thank you for joining me again today with this video series, How to Stop HIV. It's a revolutionary, groundbreaking, pioneering look at the basic fundamentals of stopping HIV. It goes down to the core issues and to the nuts and bolts of successful HIV prevention from HIV negative people, HIV positive people, those who bear back, and those who have safe sex. I would like to ask you a question to get us started here today. It's a very simple question, but let me warn you in advance. It's a trick question. And this is the question. What is the first step of successful HIV prevention? Can you figure it out? Well, you should be alarmed and you should be very concerned that getting tested for HIV is not the first step. It never was the first step in successful HIV prevention. Because like I said, I'm HIV positive since 1983, and there's millions of people like me who are HIV positive today. So if we get tested for HIV, how does that stop? It doesn't do anything. It doesn't make the issue evolve forward. Okay, so what is the first step in successful HIV prevention? Well, it's your desire and motivation is the first step of successful HIV prevention. And that's what the topic of this video series is all about today, is your desire and motivation. Because if you're HIV positive like myself, what are our desires? What are our motivations not to infect someone? If you're HIV negative, what is your desire not to get infected? If you have safe sex, such as myself, why would I have safe sex? And if you have unsafe sex, if you bareback, how would barebacking help you to stop HIV? And that's what we're going to discuss today. You see, for example, if you're HIV negative, your desire and motivation to remain HIV negative is the glue that holds all other HIV prevention messages together. It's the key force that drives local and global cultures to continue to support HIV prevention. So right off the bat, if you're HIV negative, your desire to remain negative is what's holding all of this together. And if you're HIV positive like myself, and I have safe sex with other HIV positive gay men, it's our desire and motivation not to infect someone, not to spread the disease. That's the glue that holds the same messages and cultures together to stop HIV. So please take a moment and consider how this new information relates to you personally. Consider how this message that I'm presenting to you today affects your choices to remain HIV negative, or if you're like myself, not to infect someone. How does this idea affect the relationships that you form socially and sexually? Let me ask you this. Does this message, does this new awareness help you understand the vital role that you play in successful HIV prevention? I hope it does. Because there's something very important you need to understand. Getting infected with HIV is not a rite of passage into adulthood. And if you don't take your role in HIV prevention seriously, then all the HIV funding and political support are utterly worthless. So let's remember, it's not what we can do in life that makes a difference. It's what we will do in life that creates the change. And your desire to get motivated to stop HIV is no different. The only thing holding you back is you. So making informed decisions and using your basic common sense, which is your your desire and ability to take action changes your life. This is the common sense is already inside you and just needs to be set free. First, by igniting the spark within you called your desire, and secondly, by making a choice to remain HIV negative or not to infect someone if you're HIV positive. This is also called, has a common term, it's called your freedom of choice. So this is the deciding moment right here, right now, in this video, the deciding moment in your life to make time for yourself and to draw the line, okay? To take a stand for your future, your medical future, for yourself. And if you're HIV positive like myself, this is the time where we make a stand with our lives, our futures, not to infect someone who's HIV negative. Listen, the facts are this. You have many choices in life, and many of them allow you the luxury and the opportunity and the privilege of a second chance. For example, if you're in high school now, you have the luxury and the privilege to apply to any college you like, and when you're accepted, you go to that college, and if that college or university doesn't meet your needs or you don't like it there, you have the privilege and the opportunity to go to another college. If you're working now, let's say you're at work and you're working now and you don't like it there, you have the luxury and the privilege of a second chance to go to another job, another city. More importantly, you have the opportunity and the privilege to go to a new career if you like. That's a second opportunity, a new chance. Listen, here's another one that affects many of us, almost the majority of us, and that is our relationships. How many of us are in the exact same relationship we had with our first love? When we first fell in love, are we still with that person? Chances are no. Chances are, and especially if you're in the gay community, I mean, having a relationship is like, going down to the ice cream store and, how many different flavors can you pick, right? So you have privileges, you have choices, you have the luxury in life to make a second chance. But I'm HIV positive since 1983. So I'm talking to you with experience and firsthand knowledge. When you get infected with HIV, it's for life. There are no second chances. And you sure as hell don't get a do-over. Sorry if I seem to be coming off a little harsh on there, but somebody has to get upset. Somebody has to just put their foot down, make a stand and say, hey, listen, this is it. We got to stop this. So therefore, you need to make the choice. Not me, not your family, not your loved ones, and not your sex partners. You. This is your decision to make. I made the decision. I'm living with that. Now it's time for you to make a stand and make the decision. Regardless if you're HIV negative, HIV positive, or whether you have safe sex, or whether you bareback, which is having unsafe sex, sex without condoms. We all have a role in this. And it's our choices that we make that will work together to stop this. So how can you remain HIV negative? Or how can you not infect someone in today's world of failed HIV prevention messages, misinformation about wonder drugs like PrEP, and the ongoing accounting fraud behavior of many HIV agencies and organizations here in America today? Well, it's very simple. Just follow a few basic common sense steps that I'm going to present to you here after this, and this will help you to stay the course. These steps you already know and have heard over and over countless times again. But that was in the past. This is no ordinary HIV prevention video series. I'm no ordinary HIV prevention pioneer or activist. And this is not your past. This is now. This is here, this is now. And now you and I both understand that the global HIV prevention message has changed. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video to this point. So if you're HIV negative, no matter what happened in your past and how many times you put off getting tested for HIV on a regular basis, none of that matters. None of that matters in your past. This is here, this is now. It's because each and every moment of each and every day is a fresh, new opportunity to get tested on a regular basis. I would suggest getting tested on the first of every month. Why? Because your future is important. You are number one. And if you don't do your part in HIV prevention, then the whole system falls apart. So your priority number one, get tested regularly on the first of every month. Because realistically speaking, in all honesty, okay, you cannot plan a life free of HIV unless you get tested, especially if you're HIV negative. Okay, so in conclusion, regardless if you're HIV positive, whether you're HIV negative, whether you have unsafe sex, you bareback, or whether you have safe sex, regardless if you're man, woman, whether you're gay or straight, here are the 4 steps, the 4 basic common sense steps to continue an HIV-free life. Step 1, take action now. Get motivated and harness your desire to remain HIV negative, or if you're HIV positive, not to infect someone who's HIV negative. Step 2, know your HIV status. Get tested, or if you're already HIV positive like me, continue having safe sex with your own HIV status, or if you're HIV positive and you have unsafe sex, have unsafe sex with your own HIV status. And then repeat the process and get tested again. You see, it's like the shampoo. Rinse, lather, repeat. So if you get tested and you know your HIV status, and then you choose to have safe sex, get tested again with your own HIV status. And if you have unsafe sex, once again, get tested again. This way, rinse, lather, repeat. Get tested, have sex, get tested on a regular basis. Which comes to step number 3, reinforce your confidence. Is this HIV prevention strategy working for you? That's right, this is a legitimate scientific HIV prevention strategy, having sex with your own HIV status. In the earlier video, I told you I was going to show you supporting evidence. I was going to show you a research report that came out this year. That was published evidence that this is a prevention strategy that we are using to stop HIV. Well, I'm going to make my commitment to you. I'm going to keep my promise to you. And below in the description box of this video, there's a research link there. It says research link, and it's going to link to the actual reports as they were published. And then there's a third link that links to my website, pauseforpause.com. Go to the research, and I explain in a video how all of this research comes together. So reinforce your confidence. Build up your self-esteem. If you're HIV negative and you're having safe sex with other HIV negative people and you get tested again and it's negative, this is working. This is a strategy. Repeat the process over and over. If you're HIV positive or if you have unsafe sex and you have unsafe sex with your own HIV status, repeat the process. Get tested again. This is successful. This works. Like I said before, if this strategy does not work, then the American porn companies would be bankrupt and the owners would be arrested. So this is working. Then finally, step number 4 is create or join social and sexual support groups for empowerment. Get them online or do it in person at school or at home. Be surrounded with people of like mind. This is your support network, your family, your friends, your loved ones, your sex partners, strangers on Facebook in the same groups or even at school. have support groups at school, because then this will reinforce what you're doing, and you'll get other ideas and other stories from other people who are doing the exact same thing. The research doesn't lie. There are people doing this throughout the country, and you're going to see more research like this in the years to come. And finally, as supporting evidence that this video series is very important, I published the book, The Essential Sex Venue Etiquette and Resource Guide. Don't let the title fool you, because a lot of this information I already published. On page 7, right here, right? Motivation. We discuss motivation on page 7. Here's this. We discuss comfort, safety, belonging. We discuss independence. All of this that I was talking to you about in this video series, you can find in this book. Why? Because someday became today. My name is Robert Brandon Sandor. I want to thank you personally from the bottom of my heart that you took the time to watch this video series to this point. I hope you've learned something today. The information maybe you already learned, and this information reinforced what you knew. And I hope you take this with you throughout your course of life. You can come back to this video series at any time. In the next videos, we're going to be discussing getting tested for HIV. The link for the next video is down in the description box below. If you find this video series entertaining or at least informative, please share with other people, because this is how sharing is caring, knowledge is power, education, and share this with others. Thank you so much. God bless.